Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Coming to you from University of Management and Technology. I am Ahmad Sohail. You are watching UMT TV and listening to FM 98.2. A very warm welcome to the show, The Power of Books with Mr. Asadullah. Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Walaikum assalam.
Sir, how are you, sir?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I am doing great, sir.
Great.
Sir, how your Ramzan is going on?
It's going on just the way Ramzan is supposed to go.
Sir,
it comes and it goes.
Sir, there is any change, sir, during this period of your life, sir? Are you following the same routine as you have been doing since many years?
I'm following the same routine of Ramzan as in the previous years. We get up for Sahri and you abstain from food and drink for the whole day and say your prayers more regularly than otherwise, and then you break your fast, you have iftar, and then you start feeling tired and lazy.
But sir, daily routine change altogether?
Well, to the extent that you don't eat and drink, that's all. Otherwise, I think the routine remains the same. And,
but for the people who are working, their time span changes, their duty hours changes.
Yes, we try to make Ramzan as more convenient, so it gets special treatment, special office timings, special routines. People themselves fall into a certain state of mind, and it's a very, very healthy break.
So some people are of the view that our program should be named Life Lesson. Do you agree, sir?
You mean this program?
This program, yes, sir. Because we are so frequently talk about the life, how the life should be on the go.
I think because we are going to concentrate on books. So, and of course books are about
the life,
lessons of life. We can give it a subtitle,
life lessons.
Life lessons, but the main title, the power of books, I think that should remain.
Should remain.
Yes, as a subtitle, of course, because we are going to discuss books. Some of them which are very well known, others which are not well known at all, but they have a very useful and powerful content. So I think that should be that should come forth, and you can give 1, 2, 3, any number of subtitles as you like.
So this program is in continuation of our previous program. We were talking about the culture, traditions and the customs. So there are centuries old traditions, the set of values in a particular society. So don't you think that the culture always celebrate in a very good manner? There are the culture that that has so deep rooted in our society, and because of that particular culture, the marginalized segment of the societies are suffered. For example, the early marriages of females, and women are often not married, because of their due share in property. So it has also become a part of our culture. So how can it should be eliminated?
Well, first of all, it requires recognition that these are the downsides of our culture. These are the deplorable aspects of our culture. These are traditions which shouldn't be there, which are inhuman, or which do not reflect our better side, and they are more of social evils than anything else, and they should be done away with. And so this awareness has to come first, and it once this awareness is there, then and where is this awareness going to come? It's not going to come to the people who have been practicing it for centuries, and who believe in this as dictated by divinity and by the divine being, and this is the way it's being done. What is the strongest argument for that anybody gives for carrying on a tradition, good or bad? And this is the way we've always been doing it. This comes from our forefathers. So the first thing is, to question as to why we do a certain thing. What is its utility? You might find that it had a purpose at one time, but which has been lost into the sand dunes of history, and this is just the way we do it. So most cultural traditions have lost their original purpose, and they are just being done because the generation before us was doing it. We saw them do it, and therefore we have to do it that way. So it has to start with this question. Secondly, what do we replace it with? What alternatives do we have for this?
This is a question of high significance.
Indeed, and for this, you see, you need the elite of society, the leaders of society. This is their function, and that includes the intellectuals, includes the people with the means, the money classes, you see, who are going to take the responsibility of lubricating this engine of change, and the thinkers, the youth, most important, because youth has the ability and the urge to question. So once they question, they must get the right answers.
Sir, whose responsibility it is? Government, state, civil society, or the individuals?
Well,
because the state has the authority, they have the resource to implement the rules and the regulations.
yes.
And civil society has the power to change the mindset, and individual also have the power to set the new trends.
So you've answered your own question. That means that it's everybody's responsibility. See, take the state. How does the state make itself felt? What is the agency for the state? We talk of the state as different from, or as an entity. But what has the state? How does the state exhibit itself, or exhibit its authority and its power? Through the government, isn't it?
Exactly.
So, and what is the government?
Government's responsibility is to ensure the implementation of rules and
Well,
regulations.
that's the responsibility.
They have the law enforcement forces. They have the courts. They have the judicial system.
Who is the government?
Those who run the affair of the states.
Where do they come from? Who are they, and where do they come from?
Elect
The
them.
people. People. There are. Well, everybody doesn't get elected. There is a part of government which is elected, and there's a part of the government which is not elected, which is elected by selection, you can say. if we use the term elected, we do not take it in its narrow meaning of people casting votes and getting, but
Elected.
by election and selection are, if you think about it, they are interchangeable.
They're more on the one.
I might sound philosophical when I say this, but so you have selection by election, and you have election by selection.
So your sentence can invoke a new debate.
If you think so, yes. Otherwise, but to me,
because all the opposition parties in Pakistan nowadays call the election a selection.
Indeed, yes, you're right in that context.
It
yes,
has the
but
negative connotation.
Yes, but it doesn't have to have a negative connotation. The way I'm putting it is not
in a very different way. You are putting
yes,
it.
Yes. So
we have the number of choices available to select one out of those choices. For us.
Exactly. So an election is also a selection.
Agreed.
And a selection is also an election. You have elected to wear this shirt today.
Definitely.
And how have you exercised this election through your selection?
Through my selection.
Out of
so they
number of number. That's what exactly that's what I said. They are synonymous. They are interchangeable.
Sir, where from you bring all those similarities into different words?
De Bono.
De Bono, because of De Bono, sir.
Yes.
That inculcate the sense of a sense of meaning, say, a thinking, creative thinking, the analytical thinking.
Exactly.
You always put a 6 hats on.
Well, yes, sometimes consciously, sometimes unconsciously, and you just I mean, if you develop the habit of thinking freely, letting your mind wander.
Sir, I am wondering, sir, how do you, sir, combining the two different words of different connotation, but resulting in a same thing?
Well, if you let your mind go free, and you don't, tie it down in cliche, and in the confined and limited meanings of words, then you see that you can build a bridge of ideas.
Anyway, sir, thumbs up for you and hat off for you for a critical thinking, for the analytical skills
Thank you very much.
are having, and the same you are inculcating in the mind of the students as well.
Well, I would love to believe that is happening.
It is happening.
That's great. You see,
our program is one of the most viewed program on UMPTV.
I'm very glad to know that. And
let's come back to the topic again.
So our topic is culture,
traditions,
customs, and there is a story about which illustrates the way culture transforms. A man. This story, is it okay if I narrate it in Urdu?
Sir, why not, sir?
एक शख्स, एक मुसाफिर सफ़र पे निकला हुआ था, रास्ते में रात पड़ गई, तो जैसे यहाँ तरीका था कि जाके मस्जिद में लोग रात गुजारते थे।
अभी भी हमारे गांव में
ये अभी भी है जी, अभी भी ये है। शहर में तो मस्जिदों को ताला लग जाता है, लेकिन देहातों में ये सिलसिला, ये रिवायत अभी मौजूद है।
और एक अच्छी रिवायत,
बहुत अच्छी रिवायत है। तो वो रात को वहाँ जाके उसने अपना मस्जिद में क़याम कर लिया। तो वहाँ का ये भी तरीका है कि एक घर से बारी बारी लोगों ने घर बांटे हुए हैं, जो मुतमव्वल लोग हैं, उन्होंने कि बारी बारी उनके घर से खाना मुसाफिरों के लिए मस्जिद में भेजा जाता है।
और अभी भी ये वाली रिवायत भी बरकरार है।
ये बरकरार है। तो वो जब वो खाना आया तो उसके साथ एक बहुत बड़ा डंडा भी था, वो जैसे मसाला कूटने वाला डंडा होता है ना, कुंडी डंडा जिसको कहते हैं,
मसाले वगैरह पीसते हैं,
जी
बाकी
जी,
चीजें
वो लकड़ी का बड़ा बड़ा
जी।
इतना बड़ा वो डंडा, तो वो भी साथ था
ग्राइंड करते हैं
जी, वो भी साथ था।
जी।
तो उसने देखा कि ये खाना आया बड़ा अच्छा, ठीक, और ये किस मकसद के लिए है,
ये डंडा किस मकसद के
डंडा
लिए?
किस मकसद के लिए। तो उसने जो खाना लेके आया तो उसने खा लिया, वो बर्तन लेके जाने, तो उसने पूछा कि बरखुरदार मुझे ज़रा ये बताएं, ये इसका क्या क्या मकसद है, इसका क्या काम है इसका। कहता जी हमारा ये तरीका है, वो ये हमारी ये रिवायत है, जब खाना आता है तो साथ ये डंडा भी रखा है। कहता भी लेकिन किस लिए रखा है?
पर्पस क्या है?
कहता जी वो तो मुझे नहीं पता, लेकिन हम लोग इसी तरह के हमारे ये
कर
हमने तो
रहे हैं
ये एक वर्षों से इसी, जब का मैंने होश संभाला इसी तरह हो
और
रहा
इसी
है
रिवायत
और
की
चल रहा है।
पासदारी हो रही है।
तो उसको बड़ा ही ये तजस्सुस हुआ कि ये क्या मकसद हो सकता है, ये है क्या, मतलब उतना बड़ा डंडा उठा के साथ खाने के ये जो ले आए, और कोई उसको मैंने कोई इस्तेमाल भी नहीं किया ना, उसने किया ना मैंने किया, ये ऐसे ही आया ऐसे ही जा रहा है, वापस जा रहा है। तो वो जो जवान लेके आया था उसने कहा जी ये बुज़ुर्ग हमारे जो बैठे हैं ये शायद आपको बता सकें। वो बुज़ुर्ग साहब जो थे उनसे ज़रा एक जनरेशन आगे, उनसे पूछा, उन्होंने कहा जी मैंने भी यही देखा है, हमारे यहाँ तो ये परसों से ये चला रहा है, मैं जब से
जब भी मेहमान के लिए खाना आता है तो साथ डंडा
खाना
आता
आता है तो साथ डंडा आता है। उन्होंने कहा जी वो क्या, उसको उसको मुसाफिर को उसको और तजस्सुस हुआ कि भाई ये क्या बात है, ये क्या। तो उसने कहा कि जी किसको पता होगा यहाँ। कहता जी ये एक वो फलां 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 साहब जो है ना, वो हमारे सबसे बुज़ुर्ग हस्तियाँ हैं इस हमारे इस गांव की, उनको पता हो तो पता हो। ये खैर उनको उनके पास चले गए, उनसे पूछा कि जी ये आज ये रात के खाने में ये साथ मुझे ये डंडा आ गई जो इसका क्या। तो वो कहते बरखुरदार ये ऐसे है कि जब खाना हमारे यहाँ आते थे ना, तो एक साथ तिनका रखा होता था खलाल के लिए,
जिसे हम
तो
टूथपिक कहते हैं।
टूथपिक कहते हैं जी। तो खलाल के लिए ना साथ एक छोटा सा तिनका वो रखा होता था, ताकि इंसान अपने वो साथ ये
जो ज़रात रह
साथ
जाते हैं
साथ
खाने
हाँ
के
ये
दांतों के
दांत
अंदर।
साफ कर सके। तो वो बढ़ते वो ये डंडा बन गया।
फिर कैसे मुमकिन है?
देख लें आप ये आप कोई भी अपनी जो ट्रेडिशन जिसका आपको मकसद नहीं पता चल रहा, इसका ओरिजिनल मकसद क्या था, आप सोचें तो ये यही उसमें ये फिनोमेनन होगा कि ओरिजिनली उसकी कोई यूटिलिटी थी, कोई उसका इस्तेमाल था, उसका कोई एक फंक्शन था, वो फंक्शन ख़त्म हो गया, रिवायत जो है वो रह गई, और वो रिवायत बड़ी होती चली गई, उसका फंक्शन ही ख़त्म हो गया।
सर अभी मेरे जहन में ना एक क्वेश्चन आया, बड़ा रेलिवेंट क्वेश्चन है, आजकल अखबारात में मीडिया के डिफरेंट जो प्रोग्राम्स हैं उनके अंदर भी ये डिबेट का हिस्सा है कि जो अर्ली मैरिजेज हैं, मिसाल के तौर पे मैं क्वेश्चन को यूं पोज करता हूं आपसे कि इज देयर एनी लिंक बिटवीन द रिलीजन एंड द कल्चर?
नो। इन 1965 यूनाइटेड नेशंस में इसके ऊपर डिबेट हुई थी, और कि जो मैरिज लड़कियों की मैरिज की एज जो है वो फिक्स की जाए।
जी।
तो सऊदी अरेबिया का जो
डेलीगेट
मंदूब था, सऊदी रिप्रेजेंटेटिव इन दी परमानेंट रिप्रेजेंटेटिव टू द यूनाइटेड नेशंस, जमील बारूदी उसका नाम था, he opposed it and said that in Arabia and in the Arabian
culture
countries, girls mature much early. They mature at the age of 12, 13. They are grown up.
because of their climate, उनके जो आबोहवा
Their
की वजह से
climate, their diet, their food, whatever, and so they become mature
at very early age.
at the age of 12,
जो उनकी
12,
फिजिकल जो
12,
उनकी
13.
एनाटॉमी वगैरह है वो
Exactly. I mean, and they are grown up women. They're no longer pre-puberty.
Like
They
a baby.
achieve puberty by the age of 12, 13. So their desire for marriage is automatically created.
At the age of 12 or 13,
13.
14.
So, to prevent them from achieving their physiological need is unfair. So, even in our religion, the thing is that as soon as the woman achieves, as the girl achieves puberty, she is fit for marriage.
Both male and female.
Both
दोनों
male and
के लिए
female.
है.
For the male, there is an additional requirement that he should be able to support his wife. But for the woman, there is no such thing.
नुक्ता सर आपने बहुत अहम नुक्ते की तरफ आपने इशारा किया है कि मेल के ऊपर जिम्मेदारी जरा दूसरी तरह की है, दूसरी नौइयत की है.
जी. So, besides being of the age of puberty, he has to be able to support his wife, and then the result of the marriage, the children coming, you see. But on the woman, there is no such responsibility. And as soon as she is fit, she is of marriageable age. She can marry. She can get married.
She are not supposed to shoulder the responsibilities of household in a financial manner.
No, no. So, and even if that is the case, there is no difference between how a girl of 15 would cook and how a woman of 20 would cook. If you take the household responsibilities also, well, they're not any different for
the 15 years
yes.
old girl and for
yes.
a 20 years old girl.
My daughter at
the responsibilities are the same.
My daughter at the age of 12 was very fond of making tea, and she was only 11, 12 years old when she used to take great pride in making my cup of tea for me. And so this is now, you see, if we feel that no, this is unfair or this is not desirable, then why? Because a girl who is not physiologically a woman, she is pushed into marriage. For instance, a girl of 10 years old is pushed into marriage when she is not ready for it yet. Secondly, that she should be she should be able to, her education will be interrupted or discontinued. So if you ensure that the girl is her education will continue even after marriage. In medical college, you will find several girls who are married and they are continuing their education and they are also bearing children.
In universities even.
Yes. So,
and certain universities have established their daycare centers to facilitate those women.
Exactly. So it all boils down to the way you think. And what is culture? Culture is collective thinking. We are free to change our culture. We are free to continue with it.
Arabian culture is altogether different from the subcontinent. The same things cannot be implemented here in subcontinent. For example, something is very fair in Arabian culture that the females can be married off at the age of 12, 13 and 14. But the same thing cannot be done here in subcontinent. Do you agree, sir?
It's being done. We are trying to eliminate it, but it is being done. See, now there are two ways of looking at it. If you look at it the way we have just described, there is nothing wrong with it. Yes. What is wrong is that when a girl is not yet ready for marriage, physically or physiologically, she is not yet ready for marriage and pushing her into marriage, That is the unfair thing. Secondly, even if she is of marriageable age, if she is physiologically mature, but she doesn't want to get married, for whatever reason, she wants to continue her education, or she just wants to
It's largely
exist in that very state. So she should not be forced into it.
It's largely depend on the will of a girl.
Of the girl, yes. So, because you see,
Who is supposed to be married?
yes, if she is mature, physically mature, and she is not being allowed to get married. She wants to get married. Her body, her physical desire for marriage is there, and she's not being allowed that because no, you're not yet 16 or 17 or 18 or whatever. So is this not a breach of her right?
Exactly, you are 100% right.
So
it is her freedom
yes,
to be married with anyone of
her choice. Yes. So why is she being denied that right?
And sir, it has nothing to do with the religion.
No. Religion only says that she should be mature.
So do you think that there should be a kind of the regulations by the government, by the state, by the parliament to fix the age of a marriage for a woman, for a girl?
Well, if you fix the age, you see, then you will have to. This will be artificial. If you fix it at say 18, then a girl who is mature at 16 is not being allowed to exercise her right for 2 years. So instead of fixing the age, it should what should be fixed is the condition, the physiological state. A woman below that, a girl below that age, that state should not be forced into marriage.
That's very right. That's right.
A 9-year-old girl or a 10-year-old girl, who is obviously not. There may be exceptions.
So government has the role. No, the final question for today's conversation. Government has the role.
Government has the role when
to allow or disallow.
Rather than having the role, the point is the right to the role. Does government have the right? How does government function? You create a body which enacts your laws. How do you enact that? How do you create that body? By the will of the people. Yet, when this body, created by the will of the majority of the people, creates a law, a select body of government, a pillar of the government, which is the judiciary, has the right to declare this law, to adjudicate upon this law whether it's legal or not. A law that is created by the majority of the people, the Supreme Court can nullify that law. Say that it is against the basic doctrine of the law.
That's great, sir. Viewers, that's not all for the today's conversation. We will carry forward the same discussion in our next programs. Today, Mr. Asadullah has shed a spotlight on the issues of early marriages. It has become a part of a debate in nowadays in our media, in our civil societies, people are holding debates, discourse, and there are different segment of our societies are having different opinion on the particular issue. Mr. Asadullah discussed very briefly, and his discussion, as usual, is very informative and very instructive. I hope you have enjoyed the program. Keep watching UMT TV and listen to FM 98.